Hey guys, this is Stewie, your Paladin Officer of the IWC, Ironwolf Clan-Bleeding Hollow. I'll be running through a Retribution Paladin guide for 5.4, now up until the drop of Warlord to Draenor. If there are some changes, if they do some changes here in the next couple months, I will go back and go through this once more time for you guys to understand the Paladin class a lot more better and to figure out what you're doing wrong so you can get better at your playing your Retribution Paladin specs. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it and go covering the basic stuff as, fucking, your glyphs, your rotations, some different specking options where you could do gems, gem rotation, enchants, all that little jazz that everybody else does. And then, yeah, we'll go through that for this first video. So we'll do that. And, yeah, talk to you. Yep. Fucking talk to you. Alright, guys, now I'm going to walk you through the glyphs. The talent tree first, and then I'll walk you through the glyphs. The glyphs and talents are pretty good overall, but there's always a lot of playstyle that is involved with picking these talents. Some of them, especially the first 15 tier talent, which is Speed of Light, Long Arm of the Law, or Pursuit of Justice. Now, my playstyle, I like the Long Arm of the Law because it's just more easier for me to judge judgment and get there quicker all the time. It's just judgment, get there quicker, detect since you're melee DPS as it is, you're going to go there and you're just going to go use your judgment, get there fast, knock them up, blow them up, what do you got to do. Works really good, even world PvP, even, your PvE setting too as well, and also, in the arenas and also in RPGs. But there's also another talent also is good too, is also the Speed of Light. It's actually more situational in my point, where you just need a little bit of burst speed to get out of a certain situation, a lot of speed, which overall is good, but it's not always useful in certain areas of what I play, okay? That's how it is, okay? That's how it is. That's how it is for me. It's alright. But when you get on the 30 talent, I like the extra Swift Justice. I do. I like it a lot. It's, 6 sessions stun, and then with the War Stomp and my Blinding Light, since I'm a Tauren, it's just overall devastation for almost 10 seconds. You can just easily go with. But there's also another talent in the 30th. You can also go with the Turn Evil point, also for the extra CC, but you lose that extra 2 seconds, which is kind of situational too. You can do that also in World PvP. But I like Swift Justice. I mean, I like that. Mr. Justice, I really do. 45 talent tree is almost until you're playing. No, ain't doing it, because that's more of a holy thing than it is actually a Retribution Paladin thing. The Sacrifice Shield is what I would do for a PvE setting than not a PvP setting. Selfless Healer, it procs a lot, especially if you roll a lot more PvP power, and it's overall the best. You proc big time with it. You can proc at least 200,000, not 200,000, yeah, basically 200,000 health, which is pretty good overall. 200k, it's pretty good. You got some big procs even with the 300k, which is pretty good overall. 60 talent, I think there's no choice besides Clemency, because the extra freedoms, the extra bops, the extra salvations, the extra, you got 2 of them. Why not? That's like, the other 2 were just like, they're not that great. And that's the same way with the 75 talent too. It's the Holy Avenger all the way down. These other 2 are just not that good. They're not as good. They're not reliable with my playstyle, and maybe yours too as well. But they're not as good as Holy Avenger. Holy Avenger is the ultimate cooldown for a Retribution Paladin. You want to use that when you're fucking up. You want to fuck up a target. Okay. The 92 talent is it's more about playstyle than it is actually, and it's more situational too as well. A lot of Retribution Paladins roll Holy Prism, which I use a lot, and it's useful for, even if you're bopped, you can still use it to capture, not make it a target get captured, or like in a flag carrying map and battlegrounds. You can stop a rogue if you bop yourself too a little bit. That's mostly I use it for, is basically healing myself and stops you capturing points on battlegrounds. And also healing somebody when my when I have no points or anything and I got a little bit of mana, I still can use that. But I also seen execution status is also a viable thing too as well. But I think it's more situational. But I Holy Prism is like basically into my rotation of what I use. That's what that's all about. So yeah, that's all the talents that I can come up with for you guys. So this is a quick thing about some glyphs. Some glyphs are useful, some glyphs are not. The set in stone for me are the glyphs are going to be glyph of mass exorcism, and then also double jeopardy, and also Temper's Verdict. But I do switch out a little bit from Burden of Guilt to also maybe Divine Storm a little bit too as well. In certain situations and fights that I do switch out. But most of the time it's going to be running and rolling Glyph of Temple's Verdict, Glyph of Double Jeopardy, and also Glyph of Mass Exorcism. The minor glyphs, it's all up to you. I really don't care. I mean, that's pretty much what it is for you guys. But that's really what I go for. I mean, that's really key. Really the other ones really that I look through most of the time, it's really like, it's good, but it's not a set in stone as what we could run with these. So that's pretty much the glyphs for you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna run do a little bit of gemming and reforging for you guys. A lot of people, some paladins go out there and believe PvP of power is the better one. It is better, it is. But I also do a little bit of main stat with PvP power and also main stat with mastery as well, to have a little bit more of the other stats as well, because I mean I like expertise a lot because the dodge and parry chance is really nice also too as well. I actually go with a little more expertise than is normal, and I try to lower my hit as much as point all the way down to 0 as much as possible. Try to reforging most of my hit into haste, most of my mastery into crit, and then some of that expertise into hit as I try to get more expertise than some hit, lowering that hit chance way down to 0, because I only need to hit a 90 target. I don't need to hit a fucking raid boss or a boss at all. Even if I'm going to kill Prince Varian, I really don't care about that. It's just about the whole fact of I do RPGs and arenas too as well, so I'm only hitting a 90 target as it is. So exactly, so pretty much that's pretty much all the main spec and all that stuff like that too. You can always look at me, what I do. Some of that stuff I don't even reforge at all, but this is my personal playstyle, of course. So this is gonna be a long blabble, but this is gonna be about rotation, right? Well, I think everybody should know this, but basically I usually start with my playstyle. It always starts with Judgment, then I end up with an Exorcism or the Crusader Strike. Crusader Strike's over Exorcism, and then if I'm only a single target, then I'm going to be using Temple's Verdict a lot, and then just using my Holy Prisms and just building up my Holy Power so I can keep up my Inquisition. If I got my Inquisitions up, then it's just back and forth, what's proccing, what's not proccing. Just using Temple's Verdict a lot. Pretty much that. That's pretty much it. I mean, that's the single target, and then multi-target, which is all these 3 targets at once, is I actually switch to Hammer of the Righteousness, and then I use just Divine Storm if I have 3 powers up. Okay, that's pretty much what rotation is. Pretty much, my main CC stuff would be probably Fist of Justice, War Stomping It, and also Blinding Light. Okay? And then you say, okay, what about all the cooldowns? Okay, then I use, if I'm going to do a blow up on one target only, then I use Pop my Guardian Kings, my Holy Avenger, let that proc for a little bit, okay, and then I use my Engineering Talent, and then I use my Hammer Wrath and, Avenging Wrath, and then just blow it up, pretty much, stomping it up. So, that's pretty much what it is. I don't know if there's a little more insight for that, but, try to do a little bit there. Throw the Rebuke in there too after you get done with all the CCs too a little bit, so that's pretty much what it is, the base of it. Switching seals is always depending on what you got ahead of you. Switching seals, okay, you got one mage, rogue, warlock, something that's going to get your way fast, and switch to the seal of justice. If you're in a heavy lagging situation in a world PvP, which I've been in quite a bit, Then I'll switch to the Seal of Insight. Just because of the lag issue, and you know, I want to stay alive as long as possible, but I'm not doing that much damage, but I'm doing enough damage to significant of it. So, and then most of the time, I'm still in the Seal of Truth. But if I'm not lagging and I'm around a lot of targets, then I'll switch to the Seal of Righteousness. So, that's all pretty much this Retribution Paladin guide for you guys. If you got any more questions, you can always feel free to comment me, comment, or you can either throw, in-game mail to me, or even talk to me in Pacific and Skype, or not Skype, but Ventrilo. I'm always here for you guys to help out. And just a shout out to everybody that, Paladins, we roll. That's all we gotta say. We just gotta roll. Peace out, guys.